Welcome to This Explainer. So, today we're tackling something absolutely massive. We're going to explore AI's incredible leap from being just, that standard chatbot you use to draft emails into becoming a literally groundbreaking scientific tool. We'll be diving into a fascinating discussion with DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis and mapping out exactly how artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of human health, disease diagnosis, and discovery over the next decade. To really grasp how this is already changing lives right now, let's kick things off with a highly relatable story shared during that interview. The interviewer's mother had just received some health scan results, and it was this massive video file. They were staring down an agonizing, weeks-long wait just to get a doctor's evaluation. So, out of sheer anxiety, the interviewer fed this huge file into Gemini. Because of its long context window, meaning it can process all that massive data at once, the AI analyzed the entire scan and simply concluded, "Don't worry, it's fine." And the crazy part? The doctor later verified that the AI completely nailed it. When Demis Hassabis heard the story, his response was super striking. He said, "We've had a lot of anecdotes like that of people using Gemini for health reasons, and actually, in some cases, life-saving. This is a crucial takeaway. Before we even get into the giant pharmaceutical breakthroughs, AI is already having a tangible, life-saving impact on everyday people at a micro level. It's taking immense anxiety and turning it into relief." Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with Meet Your Co-Scientist, look at the AlphaFold paradigm shift, explore revolutionizing drug discovery, and finally ask the big one, curing disease within decades? Let's get right to it. Section 1. Meet Your Co-Scientist. We're going to look at how AI is fundamentally rewiring the daily workflow of modern researchers. DeepMind has actually been developing a system they call Co-Scientist. This isn't your everyday AI, it's a fine-tuned version of Gemini equipped with extra tools and harnesses specifically designed to act as an advanced research assistant. So we're way beyond just a chatbot here. We are talking about a highly specialized tool that actively invents, evaluates, and works side by side with human scientists. Now, what's really interesting here is how these specific functions reshape the daily grind of science. Co-Scientist generates hypotheses. You can give it a narrow research area, and it comes right back with sensible, testable ideas. It analyzes complex data sets and summarizes dense research literature that scientists literally just do not have the time to read. Hassabis himself even uses it as a creative sparring partner to stress test his own ideas. And maybe the biggest game changer? It handles the administrative work, which frees up time so scientists can focus on actual science instead of drowning in endless paperwork. Moving on to Section 2, the AlphaFold paradigm shift. We've seen the daily tasks, but let's scale things way up to one of the most monumental scientific achievements in recent history. 200 million. I want you to let that sink in for a second. That represents nearly every protein known to science. AlphaFold 2 was able to fold all of them in just a single year. It proves that once an AI platform becomes accurate enough, the output doesn't just improve a little bit, it goes completely exponential. And check out this next number. 3 million. Globally, over 3 million researchers are now using AlphaFold. This is a perfect demonstration of the massive scale of AI's integration into modern science. It's not some niche experimental tool anymore. It is the foundational bedrock for millions of scientists doing incredibly impactful work around the world. If we look at the comparison here, the contrast is just staggering. Think about traditional science. It was the slow, manual, often agonizing process just to figure out the structure of a single protein. Now, with AlphaFold AI, we have an instantaneous platform capable of predicting millions of structures accurately and at that exponential speed. It's a literal phase change in how biology is fundamentally done. And this brilliantly illustrates a point made during the interview, inspired by AlphaFold lead researcher John Jumper. He basically said someone might use their technique to invent something to win the prize. Let's call it the second-order Nobel. AlphaFold isn't just a massive discovery on its own. It's a foundational tool. It's the starting line that will inevitably lead other scientists to entirely new Nobel Prize-winning breakthroughs. Section 3, revolutionizing drug discovery. Predicting protein structures is amazing, for sure. But as any expert will tell you, it's only step one in the incredibly long journey of drug development. See, AI now has to learn to predict how these drugs will actually behave inside the human body. The next steps involve predicting protein-molecule interactions. We're talking dynamic interactions, not just static pictures. Then it has to figure out ADMET properties, which stands for absorption, toxicity, and side effects. AI also needs to model the precise biochemistry of how a chemical compound is actually manufactured. To pull all this off, Hassabis notes they're building another half dozen to a dozen new AlphaFold level models just to handle these distinct, complex parts of the drug discovery process. If we look at the development pipeline, step 1 is discovery, which AI is already accelerating big time. Step 2 is clinical trials, testing the drugs in the clinic. Step 3 is regulatory approval through bodies like the FDA. By speeding up step 1 and eventually stepping in to optimize things like dosages in step 2, this technology is going to directly speed up how fast life-saving treatments can reach you and your family. But, of course, this raises a really vital question. How do we speed up the real world of regulations? Because physics and biology are one thing, but human bureaucracy? That usually slows digital acceleration right down to a halt. So can AI change that? Well, the crucial point is that you don't evade regulations. You basically overwhelm them with undeniable evidence by backtesting AI-designed drugs, say, proving that 9 out of 10 of these AI-designed drugs succeed all the way through the traditional process. Developers can hand the FDA irrefutable proof. Once regulators see how incredibly accurate the AI models are, the regulatory system itself will naturally just become more efficient, perhaps skipping or entirely replacing outdated steps. Finally, Section 4. Curing disease within decades. So what is the ultimate end goal of all this technology? I want you to imagine a world 10 to 20 years from now. In the present day, we have AI acting as an assistant and predicting protein structures. Over the next few years, scientists are going to prove preclinical AI platforms across multiple disease areas. And in the next 10 to 20 years, there is a legitimate, actual potential to map and cure all human diseases. And it won't be a slow trickle. Just like AlphaFold solved 200 million proteins in a single year once it hit that accuracy threshold, this progress is going to be wildly exponential. I absolutely love this quote from Demis Hassabis. I don't see any laws of physics that prevent that. It's such a grounded, brilliant kind of optimism, right? The logic is so simple. If a problem like disease doesn't violate the fundamental laws of physics, then it's ultimately just a puzzle. And AI happens to be the greatest puzzle-solving engine humanity has ever built. To prove AI is truly ready for this, Hassabis proposes something he calls the Einstein test. The idea is super fascinating. You take an AI model, you give it a strict knowledge cutoff of 1901, and you see if it could independently invent Einstein's theory of special relativity from his famous miracle year of 1905. It's essentially the ultimate Turing test for scientific AI, proving that a machine can invent paradigm-shifting science completely from scratch. Which leaves us with this final provocative thought. Can AI pass the Einstein test squared? Meaning, without a historical cutoff, can an AI invent something completely new today that is worthy of a Nobel Prize, something even better than string theory? Based on the exponential curve we're riding right now, that day is rapidly approaching. And when those massive discoveries do happen, remember that the exact same technology driving them is the technology trickling down right now to effortlessly analyze your everyday medical scans. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I really hope you found this deep dive as fascinating as I did.